A lot of Christians struggle with evangelism, and I'm one of them. The hardest part is not that I'm too shy to talk to people. I'm fine talking to people. The hardest part for me is that I hate feeling like a greasy salesman, and I've seen so many evangelistic tactics that come across that way. Going door to door and knocking on people's doors, that usually just annoys me when people do that oftentimes, because I don't like really having conversations in my doorway, and my household is usually not in a fit state to really invite people in. My daughter's running around in her diaper, and my dog will probably want to eat their faces off. So it's a really tough thing thinking about door-to-door evangelism. But on top of that, you can think about also all the different other ways you could do it. Just going up to people randomly, or bringing up the gospel or Jesus in the middle of a conversation that isn't about that at all. It feels like it's so forced, so unsocial to do something like that. Now, I have no problem bringing up religion and talking about Jesus whenever he is mentioned in the conversation. But it's hard to steer the conversation that way and force myself to do that. It feels unnatural and like I'm being fake and trying to force something to happen. And I don't like that. But I think that's one of the big issues here is that, one, I think deep down sometimes I can feel afraid and ashamed of my love for Jesus. Because my love and devotion to him is so different than maybe just a person who's out in the world. They won't understand it. I'll just be putting myself out there for them to think I'm weird and strange. And that's the part where I need to be very careful. If I'm ashamed of Jesus, I'm in a very dangerous place. Jesus himself said at the end of Mark chapter 8, he said, "Those who are ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of them the Son of Man will also be ashamed when he comes in the glory of his Father with the holy angels." And so I want to transform my thoughts about evangelism to be where I will boldly talk to people about it, but in a way that also is not manipulative, in a way that isn't one where I'm trying to get results and meet a quota of some sort. It's going to be one of love, of showing them the glory and the beauty of Christ, and not trying to sell it to them really quickly, but rather to just invite people to think about it, to look at it. And if they're interested, I would love to continue having conversations about it. And if not, they can go on their way throughout the rest of life, and I will bless them and hope that one day that they will come to Jesus. But it's nothing that I have to force or feel anxious about on my end, because the results don't lie with me. And I'm not controlled and not affected and not hurt by other people's rejection of Christ. And so we need to feel more comfortable with evangelism. And I hope that for those people listening to this that may also struggle to talk to people about the gospel, that this will encourage you in some way, that we can all together grow in our boldness and our willingness to proclaim Christ to others without fear, anxiety, or shame.